here we are getting set for the opening tip. Couple of freshmen, Bowman and Sumter, and the opening tip won by Josh Bowman and the Chattanooga Mocs. They're trying to get a 6th win at home this season, playing for the 10th time in this beautiful arena, this very large arena in downtown Chattanooga.
One of the best scorers in the Southern Conference. So much of it is he can get to the rim and then he can get to the free throw line.
He's made 10 field goals in each of the past 2 games. There's his first of the night, and it's a 3, and the Terriers jump in front. And they will set it up. Shot clock at 10. Johnson off the handoff from the free throw line. First field goal of the game for the Mocs team, and Jakari Johnson go to the bench. Also one of 2 walk-ons who've seen extended playing time this year, Parker Robeson. Vasco, 5 in the shot clock. Sumter off the feed. Caden Vasco really good at distributing, nearly 4 a game.
Really late rotation there as well by the Mocs on that low ball screen. Nobody took Sumter on the roll.
Mulholland, a big who can step out. That's what he did in their run to the NIT title a season ago. Off the bench, knocks down the tray, back in front go the Mocs. Early lead for Chattanooga and Colin Mulholland.
Colin Mulholland able to knock down that open 3. And then as well, Brennan Watkins for the Mocs able to knock down this pull-up. Chattanooga's up 4 early.
Coming on the court, it's a media timeout.
And his first head coaching run off to a good start. 14-7 overall, right up there among the winningest first-year head coaches. Brendan Rigsby has been giving them quality minutes with some around him injured just into the game, and the Terriers pull back within a couple. One of their returnees in that backcourt. They hope Flynn can return within the next 2, maybe 4 weeks. Holmes loads up, and another 3. Kamari Holmes, you know, we were talking about his great scoring during shoot-around today and with Kevin Giltner, and one area where they'd love to see him up his game is beyond the arc. Mahovsky thought about it, now he fires. Look at Rigsby. Rebound and the finish, wow.
2 points, Brent.
Through his first 3 seasons, the most wins ever in that stretch for a Chattanooga head coach, nearly 70. Look at the follow by the 6'6" Vasco, able to work inside.
Vasco not only scores it, he passes it, he can also rebound it.
That's Mahovsky defending. Mulholland hit a 3 earlier, now driving on Sterling. This is the kind of game that Dan Earl wants to see out of the 6'10" sophomore. Came down from Ontario in Canada, and that snaps a Wofford scoring run. First bucket in a couple of minutes for the Mocs.
Colin Mulholland is known more as a jump shooter right there, able to get on the block and score that jump hook.
Sterling with a nice finish inside. He was good against Chattanooga the first time. Fun surrounding the tournament. Of course, the action on the court is fabulous. Kai Richards just into the game. They feed the big man. Let him eat early. And he gets the bucket to make it a 3-point deficit. Dan Earl has had to reinvent some things as this year has gone on, with injuries to players that have either kept him out for a lot of time or for the season. But that guy has been a constant, making the jump from Pittsburgh State in Kansas in the D2 ranks Jordan Friesen, and it's a 1-point game. They will reset. Vasco at 6'6", defending out high, so tough, but Friesen able to look around him, hits the cutter Darner, and back in front go the Mocs, so they're on a run. Terriers able to build the lead out to 5, but they've gone scoreless for a couple of minutes. From the corner, and it goes down for Chase Watley. He is really emerging, up close to 10 points a game, and another lead change here in the opening half. Sumter with Bowman out defending, looks back door, underneath Mahovsky.
What a pass by Brian Sumter. Terrific job. Had the ball on the dribble, one-handed on that back cut.
Holmes gives them the ability to run the point as well. Kevin Giltner commenting that he's got a lot of guys that are interchangeable in terms of the different roles they can play on the floor, but nobody scores it like Kamari Holmes, and he'll have a chance at a 3-point play. That matches their biggest of the game. Watkins, he's been hot of late beyond the arc. He'll try again. Brendan Watkins began his career playing for Dan Earl at VMI. A stop at North Dakota State in between, but here he is in Chattanooga. Back to a 2-point game. Wofford sitting in second place by itself in the SoCon. 6-2, a game back of ETSU. Vasco out front. Doesn't shoot all that much, hits them at 31% beyond the arc. That gives the Terriers their biggest lead of the night. Holmes, one of the few returnees, tries to knock down another three. Sterling, offensive rebound. Gentle touch inside. He was phenomenal in their first meeting in the loss at home against Chattanooga. Under 3 to go. Vasco losing Mulholland with some force on the finish. Dan Earl has seen enough. His team is down by 10. He wants to talk it over.
Play off of that shot clock. And we talked about how dangerous Wofford is offensively. It all started with a shot fake. And then Caden Vasco just playing at the rim and being a player from there.
Giving it up for a 7th time so far. They came in, turning it over only about 9 times a game. Holmes with a burst of speed goes right past Mulholland. It's a 12-point lead.
Look for Wofford to play fast right now. Just over a minute to go in the half. Want to maximize possessions.
Mahovsky way downtown.
3 points.
16-0.
What a great job by Wofford of just being able to share the basketball. That's an inside-out pass. We've talked a lot about Brian Sumter and his passing ability. Go back to that 1-3-1 zone again.
And Wofford, a team that barely out-rebounds opponents, +9 in Central Arkansas. So out of the timeout, final 10 of the half. Vasco with Johnson defending. Gets a screen from Sumter, lobs inside Mahovsky to beat the buzzer, and the Wofford Terriers, who trailed at the break in their past 3 games, will head into the locker room at the half, up by 20. Now Vasco, Mahovsky out front. Kicks on the wing, Holmes will fire. Another 3 for Kamari Holmes. Bowman tried to get it inside. Holmes read it and took it away on the feed toward Johnson. Mahovsky other way. We've seen that so often tonight. Quick defense turns into quick offense. In transition, Watkins. That could have been big. Bowman the offensive rebound from the corner. And Watkins knocks that one down. Another 3 for Brennan Watkins. Johnson almost traveled. Watkins goes past the defender Mahovsky. Then he feeds Friesen. Good work that time by the Mocs.
It's a great drive by Brennan Watkins, able to play off of 2 feet, find a cutting teammate, scoring that layup at the rim.
He'll drive on Johnson. Underneath Sterling on the reverse. Nice work top to bottom by the Terriers. 51-28. Wofford's lead back out to 23.
Right now, if you're Wofford, you just want to find some sort of a flow offensively. They just have not been able to do that.
Friesen steps in front of the pass. Turns it into quick points. Mocs trying to get a little run going. 5-0 for them. In terms of scoring over the past minute and a half. Robeson, little step through, uses the glass. And 1. Chance of a 3-point play.
Terrific job on the drive right here by the Mocs, able to get it up on the glass. It'll create an and-1 opportunity. This is a little bit of a danger zone right now for Wofford. They have no flow offensively.
Watkins lost the dribble. Vasco on the run. Got out of control with Robeson coming over. Watley cleans up, and they'll get the foul against Darner. Rigsby driving inside. Reverses, made it. Wow.
He had not played in 5 straight SoCon games. Gets some time when they're down at Furman. He sparks that team. Normally doesn't do it with his offense. A lot of times it's his energy, it's his ball movement, it's his defense. But that's an outstanding cut and a finish on the other side of the rim.
Now is the time, down by 23. Closing in on 6.5 to go in regulation. Friesen to Darner in the corner. That's a big 3 for the freshman. Friesen. Johnson kicks it. Holland. Friesen open for a 3. Nothing but net. Jordan Friesen, 44%. To Chris McCurry, our lead official.
The ball movement by the Mocs has been really good over the last 2 minutes. They've been able to drive the basketball, create some help, and kick it out from 3. Resulted in back-to-back 3s now for Chattanooga. They've cut it down to 17.
12 points for Friesen by Holland and Watkins. Now Vasco with some order restored. Terriers contend to continue to use some clock. Feed underneath Vasco. Give him another assist. Sumter on the finish.
By Kevin Giltner. It keeps his team out of a fouling situation.
Feed inside again, and Sumter able to score underneath the basket. 6 points for Brian Sumter on the feed from Chase Watley. Another empty possession for the Mocs. Another run out for Mahovsky and the Terriers. Once again, up by 25. This time it's 73-48. Cutting Johnson. And a gentle flush. 7th win in 12 road games for the Wofford team. Mahovsky lobs, and Sumter with some emphasis.
And I love what you talked about there with just the success on the road. I believe to win games on the road, you've got to take care of the basketball, you've got to be able to make free throws, and you've got to be able to guard. Wofford does those three things. It'll give them a chance to cut down a net in Asheville later next month.
Of course, keeping an eye on the status of Holmes. Nice move by Darner. Rigsby looking to add to his big night. Long rebound, Vasco right back on the attack. And on the offensive glass, the Terriers have come through with 18, and they've been knocking them down like that from long range.
We talked about it earlier, 6 different winners over 6 years. It's really anybody's tournament whenever you head into Asheville.
Bowman feeds Richards. Just a few seconds away from win number 15 on the year. And for Wofford, a 4th straight win. 8 of their past 10. And a 7-2 SoCon mark. Final buzzer sounds. Wofford comes into the roundhouse, avenges an earlier loss to the Mocs this season with an 81-55 triumph. The head coach's greeting at midcourt. Tough night for Dan Earle's Mocs, especially from about the 8-minute mark or so from the first half, pretty much through the end. And, well, they hope that the very best news possible comes out.